Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Let's not even worry about what day it is. We're just gonna get by no matter what. Just got off the phone with my neurologist, and that was my doctor's visit, as opposed to my physical visit. That was my visit, and that's what it is now. You can't really go in. You basically you give all your information over the phone. You do your own blood pressure. You do your own whatever else over the phone. But I'm gonna have to go out, and if I go out now, from now on, I have to put on my own mask. That's what it has to be now. I have to accept it. And it's scary, but that's the reality. And the fact that my neurologist said that I have to wear a mask, that's it. I was like, really? She's like, yes. Bluntly, yes. And she was deathly serious. I was like, I have to wear a mask. Yes. Okay. I didn't question it. And she's like, I want to make sure people understand that, you have a compromised, your immune system is very weak, and, I want to understand how you're feeling, and she went into great detail asking how I was feeling, how I was doing, and, she wanted to know, was I feeling tired? Was I feeling this? And if I was, how tired was I? How this was I? And I was like, I'm okay. And, if I had any complaints, what type of issues was I having? And, I said I was fine. And she was in depth listening to me. That's why I love my doctor. But she was being what a doctor was supposed to be. She was going into detail as to what was going on with me. And she wanted to know what I was feeling. It's the, washing machine, so please excuse the sound. But this is the question you should expect your doctor, a good doctor, to ask. And this is what you should kind of ask yourself too. And what people don't realize is that not all people that are sick look sick or seem sick. So please understand and please respect that that's not always the case. That sick doesn't mean you're thin and sickly and basically near death looking or seeming. So understand that. And the fact that we're not is a good thing. And it's something that we're striving very hard not to be like, because if we got that way, it's hard for us to get this way. Okay? I mean, we had to work very hard to get this way. I mean, just think of how hard it was for me to get to 93 pounds lighter. I mean, I want to get back to my 93 pounds lighter, but that's another story. But I don't want to be sick. But just know that if I were sick from the virus, I'd be worse than if I weren't sick at all and if I just caught the virus. because my immune system doesn't really exist. I don't have that line of defense that anybody else who didn't have that line of defense had, because my illness already ate away that line of defense. And that's what people like me don't have. We don't have that access. We don't have that line of defense that gives us that benefit, that gives us that, that benefit that people that aren't sick have. We lucked out. So that's the reason why we're so defensive and we keep ourselves isolated more. People don't get it. And I've talked to my doctor about that. And she's like, I know. But in a way, and she basically summed it up. She's like, I know. And she says to them, too bad. This is what you have to do. And then I say, true, it's too bad. This is what I have to do. This is how I have to live. I make no excuses. This is how I have to live. I make no excuses for it. Anyway, other than that, I'm doing fine. And I really, really am. There are a few things I will have to go through that other people will not have to go through, like, my pills. And, before that, like years ago, I had to take shots like twice a day that I had to give myself. And at one point, somebody had to do it to me, because some of the shots had to be in my leg, but in like the back of my leg that I couldn't do myself. But that, that was the past. But these are just things that, this was me. This is me now. This is what we're going through now. This is just me talking to you. This is just us talking about what's going on now, about everything. This is let's just us talking, because we got the time. We got plenty of time to talk. So you guys want to talk to me about stuff too? We got the time. Let's do it. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well as well. And to people out there, let's just go through the struggle. It's eventually going to be normal. And when I say back to normal, it's never going to go back to the way it was, because it's never going to go back. It shouldn't go back, because we shouldn't forget what we had. We shouldn't forget. We should always remember what it was like. We should remember, to be clean. We should remember what it was like to, share, what it was like to respect those people that took care of other people. And, and don't forget those people that went out of their way to, to care for those people, because they're still out there. They're going to still be out there. They're busted their ass, and they're busting their ass. I mean, those were people I worked with. I worked for. I mean, I used to be one of them. Not like a nurse or a doctor. I was a unit secretary. I miss you guys, and the respect I have for you is beyond. Nurses hauled ass. Doctors hauled ass. EMTs, save lives. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do not forget to thank heroes. Don't forget. Don't